peace and guidance kuninonke. Ahlan was sahlan ba uyaqala ukufika. Ismi take it dust. And this is show me your number, guys. You know, where we're looking at South African football, we're looking at the players, we're trying to see about who's got that, that thing, that hunger to take South African standard of football to the next level. You know what I mean? Sitikiwe mangabantu abathi andibukeli South African football. I mean, njani for nje uhlale South Africa? Budlale iphi wena isibhola babungadlali South African football? Abantwana bakho, So, yeah man, it's all about investing in that. Anyway, i-video le ndiphethele yona namhlanje ndifuna ungena kule nto Billiat, guys, we all know, okay, Sharp is not scoring goals, and as a striker, when you don't score goals, you need to find another team, especially for a team like Kaizer Chiefs. But come on. I want to give you 4 reasons why Zwane should keep Billiat, and then maybe you can tell me in the comment section ukuthi ndiphambene okanye mandiyeke iganja whatever. But anyway, eyokuqala i-reason, before ngene kulo nto bafethu, can you see we make these bucket hats up emzini. If you like this hat, just hit me up in the comments and we'll see what we organize, but anyway, the first reason, experience bafethu. I'm quoting Junior Kanye ngoku. Class is permanent, form it comes and goes, he's not on form or in perfect form, but I also want to get into that a little bit later in this video. But he's not on perfect form right now. We know Billiat to be a magical player, and we somehow feel like he's not producing magic. That's fine. But look, for example, iGolga Mart in the derby. Utino Mark Teta, Utikama came to me and he said, look, the goalkeeper is off his line, try him. You understand? That's the type of leadership we're talking about. Just an experienced player who's creative. He leads from the dressing room, Billiat, and that shows because Mart, he got the ball even from Kama, when Kama dispossessed Ulawe Undlondlo in the middle of the park. Mart picked up the loose ball, Chalagai won, back. You know what I mean? And that's the experience of Billiat. Now, beyond just reading the game well from the front, say as first touch, you know what I mean? But this leads to my second point. He's the assist Billiat. He's got the most assists. If you look at the log now, he's leading the assists as a league. He's got four assists in 11 appearances, which is 9 league appearances and 2 in the cup. You know what I mean? Last season, he led the Ilokushan. I think it was the cup. Yeah, no, he had the most assists in the league last season. You understand? With 8 assists, and 8 goals. Yeah, which means he was involved in 16 goals. Even when Chiefs was not doing well, Billiat still had the most assists, which means he was producing the most goals. He's involved in the most goals of the team, you know what I mean? Yes, he might not be scoring. And you must remember, even when Billiat was part of the CBD with Udoli, no Castro, who was scoring most of the goals? Bekhona belithal naye because he was younger, he was more agile, because Kaizer away, so but Castro was more the target man, him and Dolly were more the creatives, you know what I mean? And it shows Goku just by the stats I was just reading you. For the past 3 seasons he's leading the attacking force ngokuba makathini ngokusupply goals ezininzi. So I think masingamozeleli in that point, you understand? So Arthur Zwane, I think uyayibona naye loo nto leyo. And I mean, to take even the words of Stuart Baxter, when he came to Naturena and he saw Billiat idlala, he was like, he marveled. He's like, I didn't expect him to be that good. So no, he asked about udlala you know what I mean? And I always, I always talk. it's something that I just realized earlier namhlanje ukuba hey, who are we comparing him to? Man City, he's out of form. Because if you're comparing him to himself, yes, he's out of form. But if you're comparing him to the other forwards, you know what I mean? Dupreez, Sekota, you know, yeah, Sekota is giving those penalties, get sure. Yeah, that's what he's producing, yeah, but that's like the assists Zaka Kama. Because when you give him Sekota nango one-on-one, uyatsweba, ubetha ominye imitswebo, ula uya uDupreez naye ngomnye, yabo, esingafuna ungena kuyo kwangoku. So I'm just saying ukuba when you comparing him with the attacking force, you know, then I think Ukama Billiat is adding sufficient value to the team, you know. But in Osika, guys, I just mentioned a few stats, yeah, bro. And in these stats, I'm tracing Ukama Billiat 3 seasons ago, right? That's from the season when we just made it into the top 8, yeah, bro. When Zwane took over, or Coach Arthur Zwane took over from, I think it was Stuart Baxter, who was failing dismally, and then he got us to the top 8 now with the last 2 games. Kamapilat Dichilo, he was the leading assist of the club, though, yeah, bro. And he was still hot then. You know what I mean? He was still hot. He had just come from Sundowns, you know, but he stayed with the team. Last season, he had the most goals in the team, the most assists in the team, you know, in fact, the most assists in the league, you know. The team wasn't doing well. I mean, the season before with Middendorp, he wasn't doing so well for sure, yeah, bro. But he stuck with the team. I mean, he did well. I mean, number 2, sure, he stuck with the team last season with Ubek, Malo, coach Kevin Hunt. It wasn't doing so well. He stuck with the team. You know what I mean? So we shouldn't let these corporations now, regardless if we're starting soccer or we're speaking about the industry selling, because level spanning most spanning thing. High sharp if no after 10 years maybe no bereka mo plekeng e one. No yana, you're not performing, or go na le selonyana se sa tsamayeng hantle, maybe ga ba itse maybe if in your life there's something e etsagetseng e ra gore like o sa gona go fa that 100% mo mberekong, maybe go tlhokafetse motho mo ratang kapa o gagane le mosadi and whatnot. So it's not right for these corporations to now just dismiss you. You know what I mean? Like you didn't contribute so much of your time where you could have invested, you know, your sweat somewhere else. So that's something that's important to also kind of like look at, you know, when we're thinking about people being employed. Yes, mo bolong go na le ntho e ba re keng contract, and re dlalla contract. So but yeah, I feel like we should be careful of that ukuthi singa-promote i-hirings, because now espanini sakho use-call center lapho awusafaka amanamba, awusafaka amasale, ucabanga ukuthi bazoyenzani, bavele badismiss makune 5 years uspana ngada yamfestana kanjani. So izinto ezinjalo azifuneki, yabo. Last but not least, just looking at ezobe ngisanothetha ngazo ngoku, it's very important that Kaizer Chiefs has depth, you know, and these characteristics that Kama brings in the striking force, even if he's on the bench, are valuable enough. I don't know about Upea Malini and Ichibakwachini, but obviously if he leaves Kaizer Chiefs, probably the team that he goes to now won't match his salary, you know. We don't know. Because we've seen stories like TK Solutions. He's got this nice show where he invites old soccer players. So they speak, they would hey, ka mo Orlando Pirates, ha ke tsena ko ntwe ka gola more. You know what I mean? Things like those. I think it was Steve Lekolea who was saying like that. But anyway, I'm not saying that Sekitsho fela gore he's good for depth ukama Billiat, and he's good for the other things that I've listed in the video. Let me know if you agree, disagree in the comments. Like, subscribe, share. But yeah, man, let's extend his contract ukama Billiat. And uzwane phofu Grootman eGrand ifestana ibhola. I think uzayibona ba iyadingakala ukama somehow, and uyayirespect experience as much as I promote youth. But anyway, man ngabikho mde man. Kuthiwa engapheli iyahlola. Isimitiki dust. Sophinda sibonane.